so we are in week 10, real men. Like I said earlier, I have some bye week help, hopefully, for everyone. Now my first real man is quarterback Jake Locker. Yes, I said Jake Locker. You probably think I've lost my mind, but hear me out on this one. First of all, Tom Brady's on a bye, so if you have him, you can't play him. Alex Smith is on a bye, not that he's been lighting it up, but still he's on a bye. And Aaron Rodgers is down, so some people might be hurting at quarterback out there. Now the Titans play Jacksonville this week at home. Locker plays much better at home than on the road. He actually had over 300 yards against San Francisco at home, so that is a great thing. Another thing is Jacksonville is last, dead last, not shocking, against the run. Now we saw how CJ got going last week against the Rams, and if they can get CJ going a little bit, then that's going to open up the passing game a lot for Locker as well. And I know Locker only has 8 passing touchdowns, but he has 2 rushing touchdowns. And again, you have to remember that his numbers are down a little bit because he was injured for a few games. He didn't even play. So there you go. He's at least running the ball in, even if he's not throwing it in. And last but not least is Jacksonville does not have Blackman. You know, they are just losing weapons on offense. They're not good to begin with, so I really don't know how long they're going to be able to stay on the field. This might be a game that Tennessee can light it up, and if that's the case, then Locker is going to get you all some great fantasy points. So go ahead and chance it, put him in, but I think he's going to be pretty solid this week because of his matchup. Now my second real men, as I like to say, is Arizona's defense. Yes, I'm taking Arizona's defense, but that's because Cleveland, their defense has been playing very good. They're on a bye. Kansas City, I have their defense. They're amazing. They're on a bye. The Jets' defense has been blowing it out. Look what they did against the Saints, and they're on a bye. So there we go again. Bye week problems with defenses. Why I like Arizona's defense this week is because of the matchup. They're playing the Texans at home, and Arizona's defense is actually 4th against the run. Now, Foster's probably going to be out. He's got that back injury. Ben Tate is playing with 4 broken ribs. I don't know what he's really going to be able to do with that. So I think that they're going to be able to stop the run and make the Texans a one-dimensional team and have to pass the ball, and they have an inexperienced quarterback to do that. So that will help Arizona's defense out. And they already have 23 sacks, 12 interceptions, 7 fumble recoveries, and 1 touchdown. So they are getting you some fantasy points that way. And they're 13th in the league overall. So, you know, they're not in the top 5, but they're still getting the job done. And the Texans do not have Kubiak this week. He's been released from the hospital, but he's not going to be back coaching this week. So now the Texans, they've been losing games, but now they're dealing with a head coaching change, at least for this week, in an away game situation. I just think it's going to be a tough game for them, and I think Arizona's defense is going to come up big for everyone there. And my third real man for this week is running back Mike James. I am liking this kid as I see him get going. Seems like the more he plays, the more he starts, he's really gotten going. They are playing Miami this week, and Miami gives up 28.75 fantasy points on average to running backs. Look how Giovanni went off. He lost his mind, and that was in Miami. So I think James has a good shot to do some stuff this week. James also got on rhythm quite a bit playing in Seattle with 158 rushing yards and a passing touchdown. Yes, he threw the ball for a touchdown. If you didn't see that play, go on SportsCenter. It was pretty awesome. But against Seattle, that's pretty good. Now, they don't have the best run defense, but Miami doesn't have the best run defense either. And Tampa Bay's playing at home. They're looking for their first win. I think this is a game they might be able to get a win finally in. So these Tampa Bay fans should be a little bit happy about that if it's able to happen. And the thing about Miami is obviously they are having all this controversy, all these problems. They now have 2 starting offensive linemen missing. They've been giving up the most sacks in the league as is. So I don't know what their offense is going to do, but it does not look like a good situation. And don't sleep on Tampa Bay's defense, because Tampa Bay's defense has been playing pretty well. So again, this matchup is going to be tough for Miami's offense, I think, to stay on the field. So Mike James hopefully will be on the field a lot, and Tampa Bay might be running down the clock if they are able to get ahead early in the game. So those are my real men for this week. I hope they get everyone a lot of fantasy points. And I know I'm starting Mike James, so I hope he gets me some fantasy points. And Greg has his Beast Mode picks, and they are some good ones this week.